They're watching right now as I'm recording. I've known for some time that my phone is tapped. And I know that they probably watch in real time as I'm recording. They don't wait for it to get uploaded to YouTube. They're watching. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that as I became so vocal about the Jewish oligarchy, that all of a sudden this phone is going to cut itself off. And as you can see with the thumbnail that I've utilized, I have ample memory. There is absolutely no fucking reason as to why this phone should be cutting me off. It doesn't make sense. I believe we were last speaking about the Jewish oligarchy and its arms of the starfish. If you suck around for part 3, thanks. And you're obviously learning what I have to fight here. It's an uphill battle. How much would they do this for? But I don't know. Are they? But then again, like I was saying, are they going to come up with excuses for their actors? While in your stores or when you're out and about walking in public, you have to wear a mask and you have to social distance, okay? But when it comes to your favorite romance show, well, we're going to give them special accommodations so that they can touch and all the sloppy kissing and making out and all the wonderful sex scenes that television has become so very heavily dependent on for being a success. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. It's like it's all just sex now. Sports and entertainment. That's a huge fucking source of revenue, man. What was it? What's the chick's name? I'm sorry. She's a female soccer. She's the darling female soccer, equal pay. As I listen to their side of things, and you guys know I'll throw the Jewish oligarchy on the crucible in a minute. You guys know I will. But I'm sorry, I just don't see a case here for this equal pay thing. You don't think Jews that own you, okay? I don't have to Google it. If you're of any sizable, notable worth in your sports, a Jew is going to be either all owner or part owner of that organization, okay? In some fashion or way. Jews are going to be on the board of trustees, okay? Anyway, you don't think Jews don't want to make a whole bunch of fucking money? Okay, if you were more valuable, okay, they can't force me, a cyclist enthusiast, to take my my money and buy a jersey. Do you get it? That's why Michael Jordan is so fucking wealthy, okay? People mindlessly buy his shit for ungodly amounts of money, okay? It's called free enterprise, babe. A Jew would fucking love for it to be any woman, whoever, as long as they're getting their slice of the pie, their royalties, their kickback, then by all means be as valuable and get the 10, $20 million paycheck. Do it. A Jew will be more than happy to cut you that kind of paycheck if you're bringing in that kind of revenue. Okay? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, you're not. Okay? That's not being cruel. That's not being mean or chauvinistic. It's a statement of fact. When you bring in that kind of money, okay, um, put it like this: the fast food workers, they they had a leg to stand on. They do bring in untold amounts of money, incredible amounts of money, where they should have been. I get it. I get it. What they do, it isn't rocket science. Anybody can do it. It doesn't take a fantastic skill, although I've known some cooks that were fan fucking tastic. That's another story. But then again, maybe it is another story. Were they paid for their worth? They were. Like I say, I still marvel at that guy way back in Detroit, working at that McDonald's. Man, oh man, he was like a robot, man. Was he paid what he was worth, or no? But the franchise owners, and of course the corporation who licensed their name, baby, they are swimming in dough. They're Scrooge McDuck diving in it. All right, they are diving in the dough. Is it really so much that we be paid a living wage where we can get our little module, our little hole in the wall module? Okay. And you know me, I don't even necessarily advocate for vehicle ownership. But you know what? If we're keeping your books that deep in the black, then you can at least see to it that we have a place to live. Okay. Um, the arms of the starfish Jewish oligarchy. I'm confused here. Although, getting back to our licensing, I was going somewhere with that. Jewish lightning, tenement fires. What came of that? Okay. Licensing and inspection came from that, and a whole bunch of other government oversight came from that kind of disaster. Um, As a result, people can't just simply slap together shanty homes anymore, you know? So it could be argued that even though so much of their property burned down, a person's ability to live off grid was greatly diminished. You dig what I'm saying? No, you can't build that structure there. You don't have a city permit. You don't have this. You don't have that. Blah, 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 blah. And if you don't have all of that, well, then you're going to have to collect yourself and go down to Shylock the Jew and rent one of his apartments. Is that the end result of that whole thing? The licensing? Did it ultimately corral people into their properties, so they created, or possibly created, a security issue, a personal safety issue, should I say? And of course, they're the only game in town. So did the Jewish oligarchy in the turn of the century create a monopoly on living? You have to come here to live. And in the doing, could they then begin to charge these ungodly amounts of money just to live? Okay? Not live some diamond life, just to live. It was right around that turn of the century. Remember, I told you guys the first taxi license also rolled out, sold to a Jew for $10. Mm-hmm. Fast forward 115 years or whatever, bam, those licenses were up to like $1 million. There's more I want to talk about that taxi license. Believe it or not, it's more of a criticism on non-Jews. Lavish lifestyles. Remember now, you look at our Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. Antonio, he lived a lavish lifestyle. Perhaps he wouldn't have to go to Shylock to borrow money at ungodly interest, or any of them, not just Antonio, but perhaps they wouldn't have such a need for the Jewish lender if they lived a more prudent life. Okay? And let us not forget that, our movie, anyway, if not the book itself, but the movie, it starts out with Shylock being spit on by Antonio. That's one of the most vulgar, inhuman things you could do to somebody. I say this to make you understand that I thoroughly understand where Jews come from. I am not detached from that. How they were treated. I could so segue right now about how you were treated in the past and how you're treated in the present, and has your own behavior attributed to how you're treated. I could so go off into all of that. But the whole point that I'm making here in criticizing the non-Jewish decadent lifestyle, you revel in your wealth, but it's very ant and grasshopper, isn't it? The wine flows freely in the good times. And then in the bad times, you didn't prepare, and now you have to go to this money lender, and you're jammed up. And so, anyway, I have no idea if this thing is going to shut me off part 3. I know I'm going to make part 3 very, very short here. That's what's going on. I bet the view count for parts 1, 2, and 3 is going to be like 155. Nobody watches the rest. Hey, it's all good. But yeah, man, they're watching in real time. Anyway, have I got all my talking points, at least for now? That's it, guys. They are definitely playing mind games with people, the government, and the COVID-19 alleged pandemic. None of their stories match. None of it. Okay? When detectives get conflicting statements like this, they know that they're being lied to. You can't keep telling us lies about intake numbers and discharge numbers and bodies by the 100, yet your overflow units are completely unused. Okay? Like Brewster's Million. His apartment was completely unused when it all had to go back. By the time it's all over, it all has to go back. MASH hospitals disassembled, decommissioned. It was all a lie. All right, guys, that's it. I have no idea who stuck around for what, but thank you anyway. Total Control 871.